everybody. I am Bree Mullins, and I am the National Box Senior Associate at NEDA. This week is National Volunteer Week, which is a celebration of the individuals and families who come together to support NEDA throughout its different programs and services. This week is an opportunity for us to reflect on what we have accomplished, what we are currently doing, and what we need to do in the future in order to strengthen NEDA's mission. None of this is possible without the tireless efforts from walk volunteers, legislative advocates, NEDA Awareness Week volunteers, Body Project facilitators, conference volunteers, NEDA ambassadors, clinical advisors, helpline volunteers, forum moderators, and so much more. In times like these where there is so much uncertainty, we want to thank all of our volunteers for their commitment to supporting those who are affected by eating disorders. Today, with Priya James, who is an eating disorder recovery advocate and the walk coordinator for the Houston NEDA Walk. Priya started her career in the fashion industry in 2001, working for one of Houston's leading modeling and talent agencies. After 4 years working for the agency, she began to study fashion at the Art Institute of Houston, where she obtained a Bachelor of Science in Fashion Merchandising and Marketing. Priya then went on to work as a marketing and PR director for designer and Project Runway 2 winner Chloe Dow. She retired from the industry in 2016 and began to focus on her advocacy efforts. As a person in recovery from an eating disorder, a former professional in the fashion industry, a mother of a beautiful young girl, and the wife of a psychiatrist, one of the goals in her life is to educate and bring awareness to eating disorders. Her advocacy efforts have been especially focused in cultures where depression, anxiety, and other issues are not taken seriously or looked down upon. Welcome, Priya.
Hi.
So I wanted to kick off today just by learning a little bit from you how you heard about NEDA and got involved.
So a very, very long time ago, probably actually close to maybe 20 years ago, I suffered from an eating disorder. And back then, there weren't that many resources, eating disorders. I mean, there's still stigma around eating disorders now. Imagine how it was like 20 years ago. It really wasn't that much talked about. Celebrities weren't talking about it. It was just a hush-hush thing. There weren't that many like treatment centers. So I was seeing a therapist and a psychiatrist, and I was in a program for depression, but there wasn't really a focus on my eating disorder. So I kind of just took it upon myself to try to find some help. And I stumbled upon the NEDA website, which was probably pretty new back then. So, and I kind of just, kind of did self-help with my eating disorder part. And so I used the NEDA resources to kind of try to help me through and navigate through my eating disorder. So
awesome. And what inspired you from that, I guess, to apply to be a volunteer and get to work on the Houston NEDA Walk?
I've just always really wanted to help people. And I come from a culture that really doesn't like talk about mental health openly, and I just wanted to change that because when I was suffering with depression and eating disorders, nobody really knew what was going on. Nobody really understood. I just kind of looked like I was just like, this bad teenager, like just getting into trouble when I really wasn't. I just needed help. So I really wanted to make a difference with people. And so when I first contacted NEDA, I was living in Nashville, and I was kind of like, is there, I can't move to New York, so is there something I can do? And they were like, well, we don't really have anything right now, but we'll contact you when something's available. And then when I moved back home to Houston, somebody contacted me from NEDA, and they were like, we're starting this WOX program. Would you be interested in heading it up? And that's how it all started. So.
Awesome. Well, I know just from getting to work with you how special the NEDA Walk is to you, and you're such a great advocate in the community, and this walk has just grown so much, and it's so strong. I kind of just want to know, what's your experience like working on the walk, like with both Jessica and myself and the community in Houston as well. Like, what are your like favorite things? What do you, if somebody wanted to be a walk coordinator, what would you kind of like tell them, I guess?
Um, I would tell them it's a lot of work, but it's completely worth it. Like, I remember like doing a walk when I was pretty pregnant, and I was just like, oh my God, so tired. But then the day of the walk, it's just completely worth it. And, you know, it's just funny, like all sorts of things can happen, as you know, before a walk. And this past year, as you know, like my car got towed the night before the walk, and all sorts of things happened. And Jessica and I pulled through, and, I woke up the next morning and I went to the walk, and it didn't matter. Nothing like that we went through mattered. It just seeing everybody there together, having people come up to me and saying thank you for doing this. It makes it all worth it. So that's probably what I would say. And you guys are great. You guys are the ones that help us in each state putting everything together. So it's a great experience.
Oh, I love that. I mean, I totally agree. Every time I get to go to a walk, it's just like nothing, all of the drama leading up to it, because there's always something, is so unbelievably worth it. Just to spend some time with the community. And we really couldn't do half of the stuff that we do without our walk coordinators like you. So also, speaking of walks, because of COVID-19, we've had to cancel or postpone a large number of our spring season walks. And although Houston is not in the spring season, I do know that you participated in one of our virtual events. What did you think about that?
It was great. The reason why I think it was so great is because a lot of people can't attend our walks, for whatever reason, and it just makes me kind of sad because I know a lot of people want to be able to attend, but they can't. So it was just great to be able to get online and just listen to people speak. And I mean, I was on the virtual walk with Ryan Sheldon and Tiffany Rowe, and I mean, they're both great people. So it's just fun, and it's awesome to see that happening. It didn't, all this stuff going on didn't hold back people getting together and bringing awareness. And I think that was really needed because I know a lot of people are struggling right now having to be at home, and suffering from eating disorders. So I think it kind of gives everybody hope. So I loved it. And so I recommend everybody get on, and, you can pretend you're in that city because, you know, they're doing it for so many cities now. So I think you froze up. I don't know. Are you there, Bree?
Yeah, I'm here. Are you
Okay.
there?
Okay, there you go.
All right. Yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, I'm really glad that you were able to participate in one. I think that they are something really special. And there's so much we can do with them in the future, even after this whole pandemic is over. Um, what are some things, I know like you're not necessarily doing much volunteering at this moment for the walk, but what are some other things you're doing right now during like this quarantine period to keep yourself positive?
So during my main role during the quarantine period is being a mom to a 4-year-old. So that alone is very difficult. But I'm a collective member for the Say Brave campaign with the Eating Recovery Center. So I'm doing write-ups for them. Um, I'm making myself available for people who still need help. I've had several people message me saying, they know somebody who's struggling or they themselves are struggling. Um, so I'm just trying to keep myself busy with that. When the weather's nice, try to go outside and take walks and stuff. But I'm in Houston, so it's starting to get pretty hot. So, but yeah, my main thing is running around after a 4-year-old. So
Well, you do have the cutest little 4-year-old, so I'm sure she keeps you entertained. And before we wrap up, I just have one more question for you. What is something that you've learned by volunteering at NEDA that you will take with you, just through life?
I think the main thing is to never give up because, again, there's still such a stigma around eating disorders, and people don't really understand it. When we started the walk in 2014, we had 85 people. And this last walk, we had over 300 people. We've changed to a different, like a bigger park. And there had been times where I was just like, oh, this is so hard. Like, people don't understand eating disorders. They don't think it's a big deal. I don't know what else to do, but I just, I kept trying, and I try all the time, to educate people about it. Um, so it's really to not give up. NEDA has really taught me that because there have been times that I wanted to give up, and I just keep going because I know it's important to other people. For the 100 of people that don't believe in eating disorders or don't understand them, just helping like a handful of people, it just makes a difference. So I know that if I don't give up, I'm helping at least one or two people, and that makes a difference. So
That's awesome. I love that. Well, thank you for joining us today, Priya. I always love getting to talk to you. So thank you for that and your time. For all of you watching, to learn more about how you can get involved with NEDA in your area, please visit the Get Involved section on our website or email us at info@myneda.org. And if you're interested in joining one of our virtual events, we have 2 coming up this weekend, as well as in 2 in May. You can find how to register at nedawalk.org/calendar, and you can either support your local event or join from anywhere. So we hope to see you this weekend. Thank you again, Priya, and I will talk to you soon.
bye, everybody. Stay safe.
Bye.